What's up, buddy?
What's up, dude?
How are you?
How are you? I'm good. I'm good.
Excited?
I am
I'm excited. I'm excited, bro.
excited.
Crazy good talks.
This is what you do.
This is what I do. Let me just preface this to everybody. We're here again. Another crazy good talks. I'm here with the guy, Chris Corbett.
You are all in my
I'm
shot.
all in your shot. I got no. We good. I'm gonna move a little over. Let me know when I interrupt that space. But yeah. So I'm here with the guy, Chris Corbett. Introduce yourself a little bit to the people. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
So, my name's Chris Corbett. I've known Josh for, what was it, 2000 and...
I'm not good at dates.
maybe, it wasn't 9, 10 or 11. Maybe 11.
It had to
11,
be like 11.
11, 12.
A couple years
You
after.
are all the
Oh
time.
my god.
So, basically, me in a nutshell is, first and foremost, a husband and a father, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's, I mean, to the depths of me, I'm a father and a husband. It's what I take the most pride in, and you know, it's the most gratifying, you know, because I worked really, really hard to have what I have, and to actually have a family that I'm proud of is very, very awesome. So.
This is dope, man. Yeah, this guy right here, he trained me when I went into Honda the first time, and I just remember him
The first time.
the first time.
Yeah, you did this a couple times.
If you follow me, you'll understand. Yeah. But I still remember when everybody was kind of like with their partners and everything, and you just going to the lot, and I didn't see you for like an hour, 2 hours,
No.
just roam the lot. And like I said, I always respected that because it taught me one, to fend for yourself, and then two, was just to walk the lot. Like that right there taught me so much. So I always had so much respect for you.
Yeah, man.
Definitely appreciate you, bro.
I was trying to ring you out too.
I know.
I was like, so,
I know.
hi, you want to sell cars?
Yeah.
You sold Rosetta Stone?
Okay.
Go out there, learn the lot. He's like, well, what do I do on the lot? Look at the window stickers, open the cars up, know what your inventory is. And I start spitting out all this stuff to you. And you came back and you were like, so we got this car, it has this many miles, and it's blue, it's standard. And I was like, oh, all right, you might have some right here.
It lit a flame, because I strive under competition. So it was just like, okay, you don't see me? Okay.
Yeah.
You can see me. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
You can see me. That's what it did to me. That's what it did for me. So, like I said, I always appreciated that. But yeah, let's talk about let's talk about life.
Life, man.
Let's talk about life.
For me, my life?
Your life.
Our
I want
life?
to talk about your life.
All right.
What's happy for you?
What's happy?
Mm-hmm.
Like currently?
No, what makes you happy? What's a happy life to you?
Being able to provide and make sure that my daughter will grow up and not ever have to worry about anything. When I was younger, it was really dysfunctional. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I was homeless a bunch of times. I was abused as a child. Even molested when I was really, really young. Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, it's tough. It's still, there's that darkness in me, and it's some of it is, I'm ashamed of it, but I know that it's not who I am, and to actually have what I have now and be so proud of what I have, it makes everything that I went through, being abused, molested, homeless, you know, told that, you know, I pretty much was dumb, drop out of high school when I was in high school. Mm-hmm. My friends' parents didn't want me around their kids because I had no guidance. You know, I was that kid that ran amok. No, everybody's parents, they were like, that's the bad kid. I was the bad kid. I was the bad kid. And I was the bad kid because I had nobody. So what happiness is for me is that I'm able to provide for
that one over there.
For that one over there. It's okay, baby bug. And make sure that none of that stuff will ever happen, and we're gonna have a really good life. And I'm able to do that. Like, I'm able to do that for my family.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
How do you? Let me ask you this, because I never knew that. Right, this is the first time I'm hearing this.
Right.
How do you think that helped you in a sense of like? Do you find that like as a source of like motivation? Because like even when you say like even the dark parts of it, it's like there's parts of like for me, I feel like I'm a such I don't care person.
Yep.
Because I never really got attention in the beginning.
Right.
Right. So I learned to not set expectations, but I'm super grateful for that because it's just like people are super rely on others for that, but I feel like it made me and built me into a new machine where it's just like,
I'm good.
Like I can kind of do what I want. Like, this is like, I don't expect anything from anybody else. So like, how is that like motivated? Has it motivated you in different ways? Or like, how do you use that as a plus, I guess? Or do you at all? Like, I don't know.
100%. 100%. So for me, I was never gonna be like them. I wasn't gonna be like my father. I wasn't gonna lie. I wasn't gonna cheat. I wasn't gonna steal. Now, did I do all that stuff? Yes.
Yep.
I did. 100% I did. I honestly did not grow up until I was like 31 years old. You know, through my 20s, I partied. I did a lot of drugs, and I'm not proud of it. And I've always said this, and you know this is something I always say. Like, yo, I'm not proud of the things that I've done, but I own what I've done.
Correct.
Right? So, you know, if I didn't drink and do the drugs and just not really care and focus on myself, let myself get to 364 pounds and not care about myself, if I didn't go through all of that, and it's all hindsight, because you like look back at it and you're like, fuck, I just came from so far.
Yeah.
And I'm only 37.
Yeah.
And I've gone through all this. So like, you know, the thing about it is like, I remember crying, dude, as a kid, right? Crying as a kid in a car, okay? Crying as a kid in the car. I just want to have a normal life. I want to have a normal life. I want to have a normal life. How can I get a normal life? I would pray. I'm not even religious, right? That's funny how everybody finds God when they need somebody, right? So I remember crying in the car, and it was like February or whatever. And my dad said to me, he was like, Chris, this is bad. We're going to get out of it, but just remember one thing. We're at the bottom. There's only one way you can go. That's up. I was like 14.
Yeah.
That stuck with me my whole life. My dad was like, I love him. My dad, I love him. He's great, just not a really good dad, right?
I love that, but we can have aspects of ourselves that are like that though, like, right? It's just like a great person, but just sucked at that part. That's it. I know what you mean, yeah.
So, great dude, give the shirt off his back, but he was his own worst enemy. He's always lying, and he didn't really care about anything. He never followed anything through. And I mean, you know me, right? You know how determined I am.
Correct.
And it's because of all that stuff that I went through that I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get through it. And it's because I watched him fail so many times that I know that it's okay to fail, but not give up. And I watched my dad give up.
Correct.
Right? And when you see somebody give up, and you see that, and you could tell them, man, I just want you to come through. Like, you could do this. You're good. I'm your biggest cheerleader. Man, it don't matter.
And I think that's why I wanted you to answer that, because it's just like, I feel like people don't realize your worst of times was actually your blessing, right?
100%.
Like, it's just like that was your motivation. Like, people will be like, "Oh, I wish I was motivated like him." No, you don't. No, you don't, because behind that motivation is something you do not know.
And I'll tell you this, really, in all honesty, one of the things that was, whenever I got put into a bad spot, I always said, somebody else has got it way worse. Someone's got it way worse. Man, at least I can sleep in a car. You know what I mean? It's February, bro. It's cold. At least I'm in a car.
Yeah. It's true. Perspective, man. Perspective. I think I was reading Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor E. Frankl.
You be reading like crazy
Trying,
now.
bro. Trying. But like, reading his story, I guess he was like a psychiatrist and he was like in the Nazis. He was in the concentration camp. And just reading that whole thing, like, it just gave me perspective. I'm like, what am I battling with in life right now? Like, what am I actually complaining about?
What's turmoil? What's got you all up in turmoil?
Like, like, it's relative to what?
Right.
Like, what are you crying about? Like,
right.
it's crazy. Like, perspective is very important, man. I think it's very, very, very important. You kind of touched on, you said like at 30, 31, you kind of like...
After my dad died.
Okay.
So, you know, this is another crazy thing that resonated with me, like, big time. It turned me into a man. I grew up, turned into a man at 30. My dad died in 2010. He died like 2 days before his birthday, 65th birthday. He died of pancreatic cancer. And dude left $10 in his wallet. That's all he had. He was living with me. And, you know, he was like, he had pancreatic cancer. He was addicted to painkillers. He didn't do any treatment. He continued to smoke. Like, he just, like, that's how my man lived. Like, you know, he was going out and he was going out the way he wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, when he died, I got his stuff and I was going through it, and I have his wallet upstairs, and I always have his wallet. I don't know what I'm going to do with that $10, but there was $10 in his wallet, and I was like, Jesus, this is what he left. This is it. Didn't have a car. Didn't have a house.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I have some of his clothes and some of his stuff, you know what I'm saying, downstairs, but he didn't have anything, and nobody was there.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that. I don't want to end up like that. Like, what do I do? You know, we cried. My sister, my family mourned a little bit, but there was nobody else. Yeah. There wasn't really anybody else. So, you know, and that's a life of burning bridges and you know, not living right. And he was a very solitude person. You know, he liked to go in the woods and do all that kind of stuff and fish. He was outdoorsy. But I just knew at that point I was changing. And it happened slowly but surely. I started taking my job serious, Jimmy. You know, started coaching me about being a manager and grooming me for a manager and doing all that. And it literally went from making $45,000 a year, doubled it.
Yeah.
The next year, doubled it. Then boom, got the manager's job. And just like, then I started losing weight, and I lost 80 pounds in 3 months. And then I started lifting and getting confidence in myself. And it turned into this person that I am now. And it's a completely different person from 2010, 2011. Like, you don't know that. I don't even know that person.
Yeah.
I see videos or pictures, and I'm just like, yeah, that was me.
It is crazy because it's like I seen part of the switch. Like, I remember leaving, but then we still kind of stayed in contact Facebook, and like I seen the switch, and like, you guys don't know, this guy's the one that's got me on like motivational like thing. I listen to that stuff every morning now. Like, this guy would come into work and this guy's just like playing Les Brown or whatever. Like, it's just like he just sent me a 4-hour one and text the other day. Like, he's the one that kind of got me onto that shifting the mindset and everything. It's just like, it's dope to see growth and see how far like you've been able to come. And it's funny, like you said, looking back at that person that you were and like being like, I don't even understand. That's why it's like, even at times with people with me, like I share a lot in the music, but like as like face to face, I don't really talk about it. But like, I laugh when people are like, why are you so like calm, or why are you so like just under the, you see too much, like you know the other side of it, and it's just like nothing to talk about. Like, it's just like,
we're good.
When you it's so true. Like, it's just like you're just grateful for where you are, bro. Like, I said, with me, it's just like I'm grateful where I'm at, like understanding, but then still understanding, like, don't screw up now, like.
But that's the crazy thing, like with you know, here come this skinny little kid, come in, you know, he's gonna sell some cars, and he took it serious a little bit, but not crazy. He still messed around, he still chill. I mean, he would sit up at the bed. All long arms, right here. I mean, I got a picture on my phone, bro. I was sitting by the thing, waiting. I got a picture. You would never, ever, this is the crazy thing. Like, I'll look right here. This is the crazy thing. A camera on him. No, you couldn't take pictures of this dude. He would just wouldn't let you do it. I mean, I was able to sneak him. I'd have to be all the way at the other end of the dealership and zoom in.
I love it.
And get him. And now this kid lives in front of a camera, which is amazing.
The contradiction of it.
Man, here's the thing, and then this is, I wanted to talk about this because I think that you'll get this, more than anybody. You're living your dream, right? And you said this, and here's like, I'm living mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people have this misconception of what a dream is because dreams are Ferraris and Lamborghinis and $1 million homes and yachts, but they're not, man. They're a lot more than that. They're a swing on a birch tree in the front yard that you're gonna make memories on and look back and say, I remember swinging my daughter in the sun under this tree. And that's the whole reason why we bought this house was because of that tree. Like I fell in love with that tree. I was like, I could see when we pulled up, I knew I was gonna have a swing on that tree, and that we were gonna swing our child there, and that dream came true.
Correct.
So, and look, I went from cleaning cars to selling cars to managing a desk to now doing finance, and finance is a dream for me when I started selling cars because I ain't the brightest of everybody. I didn't graduate high school. You know what I mean? My numbers, I wasn't that great at math, but I'm really good at speaking to people. So I'm able to manipulate it into my favor. Correct. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally, and that's the thing. I feel like people don't, that's why I'm super big on defining your dream. Like, forget about.
Tune it in.
Forget about what everybody else says you should want.
Right.
Right? Like, what do you want?
It's a tough question.
It is. And it's like, and it doesn't, you don't answer that in a day. You don't answer that in a week. It's months and months of like, oh, I thought I wanted that, but then turned into that. So I really wanted this. Like, it's like you have to discover that. And I feel like I'm on a constant journey of that. But then when you start to realize, it's like, wow, like I really only wanted the simpler things. This is what I was looking for. Like, I didn't need that or whatever, this flashy, like it wasn't, it's a difference between doing it for the sake of doing it and like doing it because you really wanted to do it. Like,
so look, how gratifying is it when you get something that you like really wanted? Like, this is a trick question. You needed to have like, if I have that, everything will be like good. You know what I mean? Like if I get that, and this happened with you and you threw a fit because you didn't get it.
What was that?
Remember?
What?
With the car? Threw a fit.
Oh yeah.
And like, so like when you don't get stuff, was it, so really what, you not getting the car was the end of the world? Nah, it was pissed you off.
Yeah, no,
But when you do get stuff that you think you really, really need, like, what's the stupid things that I get shoes. I'm gonna buy some dumb shoes. And I'm like, oh, I want them. I get it. And I'm like, all right.
It's because it's always something else.
All right.
That's what I finally realized. Like, I finally got to the point and realized that I was talking to one of my guys the other day. I was telling him, I'm like, it's never going to stop for me. I will forever be wanting to be better, to grow, to get better, to such and such. It's not about, like, it's literally not about the money in the sense of, like, even if I have to keep having to climb that, it's just so I can do more.
That's it.
I realize, like, my success is growth.
That's it.
If I stop growing, I feel like...
That's what it is, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Success is growth. And success is understanding, like, that you're bettering yourself and learning from what you're going through in your life. And success is having some money.
Correct.
And having that cushion. And, the cars or whatever you want. If you can afford to have all that stuff, sure, that's great.
Whatever you want.
But you don't have to have a Ferrari. You don't have to have a Lamborghini. If you're good, then you're good. But I think a lot of people have that misconception of what a dream is. and them achieving their dreams, and just these normal guys. We're normal guys, right?
Yeah.
We're just normal guys doing stuff. But so many people are like Gary Vee.
Yeah.
And Gary Vee's probably one of the realest down to earth people that like you can listen to because he's just like, go after it. There's no reason why you shouldn't go after it.
Yeah.
And then you got there's those other guys that you see that, you know, I'm here and I'm in this $1 million. And you got the big pool behind them and stuff like that.
That's my house, man.
Which means nothing because that's yours. But this kid here who's like got nothing and he's watching that video. He's like, well, I need to have that. And it's great to have that. But that's at the top of the stairs.
Correct.
Work on that first step first.
Correct.
And then work on the second one. And if you stumble on that third one, regather yourself, plant your feet on number 2 and go to number 3 again. But people just want to...
And understand, like, and we're going to wrap on this thought. It's like, the biggest reason why I learned that, high school. I always say when I graduated high school was the worst day of my life. Because I realized I did everything for a piece of paper.
Yep.
And I was like, the first thing that came to my head is like, damn, I wish I was with my boys though. The journey.
That's over.
I only cared about the journey. I didn't care about the result. Like this thing that I thought I was working for the whole time, I only cared about how I got it. I didn't care about the fact that I had it anymore. It was just like, what's next? Now I have to go get something else.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
I didn't get it.
So it's just like the journey. That's how I always harp on, like, the journey is way more important than the actual destination. Who you become in the process. You don't want to lose yourself because once you get it, now you got to navigate from that. Like, you know what I mean?
Work on that person now, who you are, and just develop that person. And you're gonna go through a roller coaster, man. You're gonna have ups and downs and dips and valleys, and you know you're not gonna be the best person all the time. Correct. You're gonna say some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, edit it out.
We're keeping that.
You're gonna say some stuff that you were like, damn, I did that. Especially with social media, man. Like, if you don't think about what you're about to post, and a lot of people don't, that's on there. Yeah, you could delete it, but people saw it. You know what I mean? So. I'm proud of you, bro.
No, bro. I'm proud. Like I said, you don't know how much of an inspiration you are to me, and I will forever respect you. Like I said, you taught me how to fish. Like, you taught me how to... So, I'm always indebted to you. I tell you that all the time. So, it's just like, just one more... Lisa! Lisa!
Lisa!
Lisa! I was trying to get her on here. Damn.
I get her.
Voice.
You want me to get her?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I just want to get her voice.
Babe. Lisa.
Just say hi. It's not a test.
Are you want her down here?
No, I just want her voice on this because you didn't want her on it.
Hey, go ahead. Say something. Say something.
Why? She's in the bath.
Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah, who are you?
Lisa.
What do you do?
What do I do? I'm a stay-at-home mom.
You're the...
Clap it up. Stay-at-home mom.
She's the inspiration behind the rhino.
Behind the rhino. All right, guys. So we'll wrap up on that. Another crazy good talks with the guy Corbett. Appreciate you, bro.
No, dude, I appreciate you.
Just dropped my phone. Thank you.
Need a
You'll
new.
buy me another.
He needs a new one, anyways.
I won't.
God.
I'm a cheapskate.
Oh.
I'm a cheapskate.